Hold on, bro. I gotta talk my shit, man. So I got word, or I read already that BB Weiss, the fuck ups of season 8 Game of Thrones, they're not gonna be doing Star Wars. Thank fucking God. So that really means they messed up season 8 of the Game of Thrones for no fucking reason. But I always knew they were never gonna go to Star Wars because Kathleen Kennedy, with her identity politics, is still in there. So that means they don't have the freedom to make an actual good story of what they want to do and represent of George Lucas. You heard their comment, the first comment, the first sentence tells you why they left. It's not because of the money, because they had a lot of money there. They got a lot of money there. It's because, my nigga, they knew if we go into this shit and we fuck this up, we're fucked. They're already fucked. The crew's already fucked. So you know what? Let's go somewhere where we can make a hit. Netflix. We have freedom. Adults watch Netflix, HBO, Starz, all that. We can do whatever we want in Netflix. Make a good hit. And then if anything, come back and fuck up Star Wars even more. Because as long as Kathleen Kennedy, or what they could really be thinking, let's take a long time with the series. Since HBO's like, dude, take as long as you want, as many seasons as you want. And when Kathleen Kennedy's contract is up, which is smart, we'll go back when we have more freedom to do what we want to do. Which is very smart. Even though I don't like them, and they probably are good storytellers. And on top of that, before they even do a Star Wars film, they need to prove themselves again to show why people should watch their shit. Because after season 8, that shit was trash. I would never watch the dudes who made Game of Thrones series, Kevin Nice and BB White, whatever the fuck their names are. All right, so that's one thing I gotta say. So to me, it's a good move it's not really a good move for Disney, but it's definitely a good move for them if they're planning on coming back as a true Star Wars fan. A, B. So Kevin Feige is doing this Star Wars movie. Please don't have Ahsoka Tano in it. Bro, please don't have fucking Ahsoka Tano in it. Do not have Ahsoka Tano in it. Do not have Brie Larson in it. We all know you're fucking Brie Larson on the low. We all know that. A blind man can fucking see that. You brag about this bitch all the time. We know you're fucking her. You're pulling what's that dude who got bagged for fucking all those actors for giving them roles? You're doing that to Brie Larson. We get it. We understand it. We can see it. It's not hard. You like her. You getting head from her in the office when you're telling people to leave. We get it. Because that Captain Marvel shit was trash. That's why I'm like, I want to see what Kevin Feige's going to do. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't. Because, my nigga, Kathleen Kennedy is deteriorating the freedom of creation. Because of her politics, her identity bullshit that only not even a third of the country cares about. It's 300 million. I said it before. There's 300 million people when Obama was here. It's more than that now. Nigga, we outnumber transgenders and gays 20-1. So how the fuck are you gonna try to make a series to compensate for everybody? You have to pick a side. The light or the dark. The dark is the transgender and the gays and them niggas. The light is heterosexuals and everybody else who has common fucking sense. Moving on. Star Wars is fucked right now. What they need to do, because Bob Iger, if you read his book, I'm one for responsibility, and if I make a mistake, I believe in making the mistake right, and all that shit. I read his book, especially when that George Lucas. I read that shit. So if what he says is true, what he needs to do is do the tough, hard thing and be a man. Get rid of fucking Kathleen Kennedy. Get rid of all them fucking bitches and get them out of there. I don't give a fuck what money they. Having Kathleen Kennedy is not worth breaking up not breaking up your franchise. I'm telling you right now. Now, listen, the Bible tells you, if you give a woman too much power, she'll destroy a whole kingdom. The Bible tells you that since ancient times. So now you have a female who don't care about Star Wars. She had a point to prove, and she didn't even do a good job at it. She trashed at it. So this is a 26-year-old male telling you this, because I still read the books. At night, before I go to work, I still listen to the old comics on my phone. You know, anything that was from the 70s to 2012. Anything after 2012 is not Disney canon. I mean, it's not Star Wars canon. That's Disney canon. Alright? That's Disney Star Wars, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, Luke Skywalker has done too much shit for you to just be like, no, he's on the island. No, he was just training Jedi. He's done mad shit. And the way he's done it has been dope. And this whole Palpatine shit, this whole stupid ass Palpatine narrative, whatever. Listen, Palpatine, that's a clone. That's a motherfucking clone. Because if Palpatine survived that, Han is alive. Nigga, he was on a ship in outer space, and the ship blew up, and he got thrown down a fucking Mako reactor. His body disintegrated into dark force energy. And they could have took that energy and ran with it and been like, yeah, his spirit went back to Kamino and actually did some shit and reforged himself. Or something of that of the sort. You gonna tell me this nigga survived? How? The whole shit blew up sky high. And another thing, whosever idea it was to, I know it was a female, whosever idea it was to have the horses on the starship needs to get fired. Ever seen that meme on Facebook when it's like everyone around an executive table and everyone has like an idea and the person with the dumbest idea gets a promotion and stuff gets kicked out the fucking window? Whoever was like, yeah, horses on the Death Star, on the starship, on the horse on the starship. That motherfucker, that executive needed to get fucking kicked. He needed to be fired, or she needed to be out and be like, bro, pack your shit and leave. This is Star Wars, not Disney. Pack your shit and leave. That's what needed to be happening. What needs to happen now, I'm telling you what needs to happen right now. Star Wars is dead. So, because episode 9 is, I'm not going to see that shit. I'm going to see it because I'm a fan, but I'm not going to buy it to see it. I'm going to bootleg the fuck out of it to go see it. Because I've only seen The Last Jedi one time. And I'm a true Star Wars fan. This is a person who's seen Attack of the Clone like 50 times, 100 times. The Phantom Menace like 200 times. Revenge of the Sith like 200 times. Episode 4, 5, and 6 each like 100 times from the 90s. Like, get out of here, bro. I've only seen episode 7 like maybe 5 times, just because I've been playing it or whatever. And then I seen The Last Jedi twice. I seen it one time in theaters, and then I seen it one time on Netflix. I was like, this shit is really trash. Like, it's booty cheeks. Episode 9 better come with that shit or not. What they need to do, what Star Wars needs to do, what Bob Iger needs to do, is get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, number 1. If you're not going to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, reconstruct George Lucas's contract where he could come in and make movies, and he has the freedom, the freedom to do whatever he wants in these movies. You got to do that right now, because I don't think Kevin Feige has enough talent to save Star Wars. I'm just going to be honest. I think he's a good director. I think he's a good man, even though he's fucking Brie Larson on the low and all that. It's clear as fucking day he is. He's banging the shit out of her. He's the type of guy, he's like, yeah, everyone leave the office except me and Brie. We got some business to talk. And he's getting a blowjob under the desk. That's the type of man I can see Kevin Feige as. Because Brie Larson is a bad actor. Like, this bitch can't act to save her life. So, of course, why not get a blowjob out of her? Duh. To put her on screen if you like her. Duh, why not? I would do that shit. Any guy would do that shit. Bitch, you're trash. You want to prove that you're good? Get on your knees and suck my cock. Duh, it's been like that since forever. And let's not act like women don't exchange sex for power. Okay? That's why you have basketball wives. Okay, anyways. And that's a matter of fact why Kathleen Kennedy's even in the position she's in. Okay? So, moving on. Like I said, they need Bob Iger and them guys, they need to reconstruct the George Lucas's. If they sell it, whoever buy it needs to redo episodes 7, 8, and 9. The way George Lucas intended. And if they're gonna do this and give it the property, to give some rights and reconstruct the contract for George Lucas, have him come in, take over Kathleen Kennedy's role with Kevin Feige, and let them two pick out some directors and give these guys the freedom they deserve, because their resume determines that they can do whatever the fuck they want. Let these guys be able to, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have freedom to do these types of good-ass movies. If not, then sell Star Wars, bro, because you killing the franchise. You draining juice out of a lemon, but episode 9 is really going to show if there's still any juice in the lemon or not. And I believe Star Wars, I believe Disney bought those tickets. Them pre-sale tickets, bro. Trust me, I know when I bring my son or my daughter to a Star Wars film. I've not brought them nothing. I bought them and just played them in here. And actually, I only bought episode 7. I didn't buy episode 8. I got that on Netflix and we watched it one time and we never watched it again. So, listen, like I said, reconstruct George Lucas's contract to save Star Wars or sell it back to him. That's all I can see. I don't think, like I said, I don't think Kevin Feige has the it factor. I don't think he has enough because Marvel isn't Star Wars. Star Wars was always bigger than Marvel. Like Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth was always bigger than Marvel. Marvel and DC were always in a category over there. Okay? Star Wars and Lord of the Rings was in a category over here. So, I don't think he has enough to do that. And I hope to God, I pray to God that Bob Iger does what's right for the fans and what's good for Disney too. Because I'm telling you, I'm not. If they don't do this shit, I'm never going to Disney ever. They probably don't care about my wallet, but they keep fucking up. They keep fucking up because a woman has too much ego to prove. Like she came in with a chip on her shoulder. She didn't even come in, and she came in with a chip on her shoulder. And George Lucas thought he could trust her. George Lucas thought he could trust her because of the work she's done in the past. But what George Lucas failed to realize, it's a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Not to throw a woman under the bus, but if you're not holding a woman's hand in certain roles that are meant for men, and you let them go, they're gonna fuck up. It's just inevitable. It's the same thing with us. That's like us trying to be in their world, trying to do something like with the period, or giving birth, or making ornaments or some crazy shit. That's all they shit. That's they run that shit. Okay? All the girly shit. They don't like it, they run that shit, but that's the truth. They run that shit. Alright, so listen, that's my quick take on Star Wars right now. I'm happy and sad because I'm like, okay, well, hopefully, I don't know, because Knights of the Old Republic ain't happening. If it's happening, George Lucas needs to be on that, the director of that, and has to have freedom to do whatever he wants. The whole Old Republic era. And another thing, if you're gonna do the Old Republic era, every era in the Old Republic has to be a trilogy. You can't have the whole Old Republic, one movie, two movie. It's too much. It's thousands and thousands of years apart, hundreds of different characters, different villains, different spaceships, different reasons, different betrayals, different plot twists that all lead up to Anakin's time, the golden era of the Republic, which is the second golden era of the Republic, where there was nothing but peace for a millennia. All right. So with that being said, get y'all shit together, okay? Get y'all shit together. Disney Star Wars is not canon. And with that, I'm out.